right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. And just a quick introduction to me, and then we'll talk about all the things, because it's been a hot mess the last couple days. So I am a previous Diamond Beachbody coach. I also have been in a lot of different multi-level marketing companies, but Beachbody is definitely the one I focus on because, in my opinion, it's causing the most damage. Mainly because for Beachbody, they are impacting not only the health, right, of so many people, but also the financial with the MLM structure. So I really want to look at both of those things. But you can't look at Beachbody without looking at Carl Daikeler. So I am going to go through quite a few different things because there has been a lot in the last even 2 days that has happened. But let's go back to leadership. So Beachbody holds, I'm looking for a few things while we do this. Beachbody holds a leadership event every year. This is for those who are elite coaches, or I believe it's lifetime 5-star diamonds and above. And they release a lot of new things there. It's a pump up, basically. And this last one, they changed a lot of things. And I would say that the most remarkable, or the most talked about, was definitely the name change. And why did they change it? For a lot of different reasons, actually. In my opinion, they're trying to get away from their history, in my humble opinion, by changing the name. And does the name change really make a difference? No, because Body, which is the new name, BODI, is still Beachbody On Demand Interactive. They're not really getting that far away from it. But I digress. So let's look at a few things. So he is talking about what is encompassing this new name change is also a new category that he is going to call health esteem. Health esteem. And here is what he posted. I've never seen someone who's happy just because they look good. You're happy when you feel good. That's health esteem. Okay, then why do you just continually say on all of your things, you just show weight loss? And even if it's something like, for example, 4-week gut protocol, you kept saying, no, this is not this isn't about weight loss. Yet every picture that you shared, that was the first thing that was shown on the picture side by side. You showed weight loss. You didn't talk, like the primary focus was never on how they felt. It's always been weight. And this is frustrating to me because Carl, in all of his messaging, says the diet industry or people have misunderstood or different things. And in my opinion, that is not an apology. That is not an apology. An apology is recognizing when you have done wrong. So we're going to talk about that today. And then some other, little tidbits that have happened yesterday and this morning. So here's what Carl says. Diet and fitness industry says, if you look good, you will be happy. The truth is, you're happy when you feel good. I don't disagree. But this is what he wants you to do every day. Embrace who you are. Embrace the life you want to live. Embrace your definition of healthy. And here's what he wants you to do. Fitness, eating, mindset. That isn't new. That is what we focused on when I was a coach, right? Fitness, eating, mindset. Because personal development has always been one of the core values and principles. And how do we do that? How do we focus on our eating? By eat more dessert. What does that even mean? Well, to Carl, that means your Shakeology. because it is much easier to market something as a dessert than it is 7 salads in a cup, because that's what it was marketed as when I was there. They also want to talk about clean energy versus dirty energy, which doesn't make any sense to me. It is just a way to make you buy more of their products, in my opinion. Here's the eat more dessert. This is what it means. These are all just Shakeology recipes. And they're acting like having recipes for Shakeology is new. That's not new. We had all kinds of recipes to make it taste better. And in order to make it taste better, you basically need to mask the taste with anything you possibly can. We made cookie dough bites. We made protein balls. We made all of these things that they're saying to do. None of this is new. And then here is where it got really interesting. Body positivity and a healthy, active lifestyle can coexist. No one has said that it can't. Nobody has said that it cannot coexist. It definitely can coexist. However, what is your definition of a healthy, active lifestyle? Your definition is getting to work out with your programs, follow Portion Fix, and work out every day. That isn't necessarily a healthy, active lifestyle. And this was the problem, the biggest, in my opinion. So this is Petra Kolber. She is the new vice president of personal development and health esteem content. It makes sense when you think about it, because Carl has had a lot of really thought-provoking posts coming out that I don't think he's writing. So let's see what Petra had to say. It is a pretty quick little clip. Because here we go.
Is actually taking, the only one that's actually taking action and putting a stake in the ground. I'm so honored to be.
Carl is the only one who has taken any action. This has been a movement for the past 60 years. Body positivity, feeling good in your body, feeling healthy, active, and being okay with whatever your weight may say on the scale. This has been a movement for 60 years, and you just co-opted the entire thing. So these were the things that came out of leadership. And we did talk. I have a few videos. I went through like 4, I think it's a 4-part series on the leadership recap that Melanie Mitro did. But what I want to talk about is yesterday. So today is, what is today? November 4th. So November 3rd, Carl sent out an email with a link, and we are going to read this. Could we start again, please? There's no such thing as a Beachbody. You've been told it's an ideal, and it's not. We can do better, and we'll prove it, starting with our name, Body. Okay. An open letter from Carl Daikeler, CEO of Beachbody. Since we launched the category, okay, let me just tell you how this is going to work. I am going to read some of it, and then I have a whole lot to say, so I'm going to respond to it in the middle. Since we launched the category of the in-home boot camp with Power 90 in 2000 under the flagship name Beachbody, things have changed. It's interesting to me that he seems to think that Beachbody created at-home workout programs. That's not true. Do you know who Jane Fonda is? Do you know who Richard Simmons is? Do you know who Billy Blanks? Tybo, the Tybo dude. And there was a program in it. I know because I've done all of them. Okay? You didn't create this. Stop it. It's now become clear that something is missing. Our industry has done a lot of good things, and we're proud of everyone who took the initiative to get more active and be conscious of their food choices in the pursuit of completing any of our programs. We're proud of every transformation story and before and after photo. But we have come to realize that for many who achieved those success stories, including me, those short-term successes were often overshadowed by going right back to the same old habits. You are actually admitting that most people cannot sustain results with your programs. Why? In my opinion, it is because it is a restrict and binge cycle, which is exactly what I went through. And where you are celebrating all of these before and after transformations, I felt, and many that I have talked to have felt, that you had to have a transformation for every single program, because how else were you going to sell it? And so it felt as if the company was encouraging this because you wanted a really good before and after for every program. Now, there's nothing wrong with the same old habits if that's the way you want to live and feel, unless you constantly beat yourself up for those habits and live in a state of permanent dissatisfaction with yourself until you're pursuing your next transformation. And there's the problem. The flaw is not in the program or the approach. It's just missing the step of detaching our self-esteem from the outcome. You are not apologizing. You are saying, it is my fault for not detaching my self-esteem from the outcome that you have driven. What? No, you are saying, the flaw is not in anything that I did. It's you. That is not okay. That is not okay to say that, I tried, I did everything I could, but you failed. But this is a playbook that the industry has run since the 70s, relying on our own perception of our imperfections for our motivation. That message, amplified through social media, has become, if you look good, you will be happy. I'm not going to swear. I try not to swear on my channel, but what a jerk. You are saying, you keep blaming the industry. You are one of the largest players in the industry. You need to take accountability. And again, you still aren't. We'll talk. Deep down, we all know that message is not true. You're not happy because you look good. You're happy when you feel good. And we don't like being manipulated by the premise that all that matters is how we look. So now you are lumping yourself in with all of us who have been expressing our hurt, our discontent, our disgust with the way that you are running your programs. And you are separating yourself from that. And you're like, ooh, I'm going to come over to this side. Look at that industry. And never once talking about your Carl Daikeler, your personal involvement in the industry. So many of us avoid fitness and nutrition altogether to avoid the mindset of permanent dissatisfaction. That's one of the reasons why, despite the growth of the industry, over 100 million people in the US alone are overweight or obese and vulnerable to lifestyle diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, strokes, depression, and anxiety. Can we talk about that? So you are saying that we are going to use this BMI scale that has been proven is not accurate and does not reflect the normal person. It is basically reflecting, I'll link the Maintenance Phase podcast that talks about BMI. It basically was just white European male. What I remember, they didn't even have that many females. And you're creating that as the ideal. Additionally, that has changed. And so overnight, when they changed the BMI scale, a ton of people went from being normal to obese, and from normal to overweight to obese overnight. Their weight didn't change. The scale did. The scale of which they measured BMI and where they considered the cutoffs. That's what changed. So to say that this is going to be the be all and end all of deciding who is healthy and who is not, and you don't know. I can tell you right now that since I quit Beachbody, since I quit doing these restrictive programs, my blood work is better than it has ever been because I am truly getting enough nutrients, and I was not when I was doing your programs. As an industry and as a company focused on helping people lead healthy and fulfilling lives, if we perpetuate that mindset, we will fail. You are not saying that you have perpetuated that mindset. You're saying, ooh, if we go join everyone else, then we will fail. You already failed. You failed thousands of us, maybe even hundreds of thousands of us at this point. That yes, you have failed because you did perpetuate that. And let's talk about, how do your coaches know if someone is leading a healthy lifestyle? How do they know that? Oh, wait, because they follow Autumn Calabrese, who has taught them that you can decide that based on the way that somebody looks. And she did that with the Cosmopolitan cover. She showed that. She showed coaches, how do you decide? Oh, you look for someone who is overweight and they are probably unhealthy. Actually, that is not true. But your coaches wouldn't know that because you don't want them to be educated. We have seen that our happiest subscribers and coaches are the people who embrace who they are and the lifestyle they want to live before they begin a program. This is the combination of having inner reflexes to maintain positive self-esteem at the same time as engaging in lifestyle transformation directed at what makes people feel the best. Achieving a before and after photo or goal weight is a component of success for some people. Everyone wants to feel good, and that kind of success is called health esteem. So what this has done is it has appeared to several of us that the coaches, when they came back from leadership, have actually been showing more before and after photos, not less, because you just told them, oh, well, this is still going to be a part of it. You're also still going to be encouraging weight loss by having gifts or winnings for those who have the largest transformation in their weight. There's still FAQs that talk about that. Embracing who you are now, appreciating all the things that are strong and capable of which you can be proud, creates a sense of instant satisfaction. And that's why over the next several months, we are making a significant pivot to serve people with a platform designed to do exactly that, support the whole person and help them achieve that kind of instant satisfaction, a positive health esteem. And to do that, one of the changes we need to make is our name. We never intended for the name Beachbody to represent an ideal. Make it make sense. That is so ridiculous. Wah! I just kicked a box. It's fine. You have constantly been setting up an ideal. Constantly. By showing the before and afters. Look at the people who you have in your videos. Look at the people who you have that are representing an ideal. Now, did you maybe change it with introducing Lacey as a super trainer? And she's the Curvy Girl Trainer, I think, on Instagram. Yeah, it felt that way until she started running diet bets too. Diet bets are toxic. The only way you get your money back is by losing a certain percentage of weight. How do you do that? Oh, you can easily manipulate it. A lot of us could tell you how. Drink a ton of water. Don't go to the bathroom. Weigh yourself with your clothing on. Do all of those things for your beginning weight. And then you're going to have an automatic weight loss because you are losing all of that water that you drink. Make sure your after weight is just probably a sports bra and shorts or just naked because that's going to help. There are so many ways to manipulate that weight on the scale. Does that reflect health? No. That reflects a very unhealthy mindset, in my opinion. Our mission has always been to help people achieve healthy, fulfilling lives, but society now uses the term differently. Truth is, there's no such thing as a beach body, except that everyone has a body and everyone is welcome at the beach. So rather than fight to overcome the perception the beach body equates to an ideal, we need to start again. You have made it that way though. You have created this perception. This isn't us out here saying we're going to twist it. No, you put it out there. You put it out there for everybody. With our name change will come the evolution of our platform. We will integrate an entire layer of personal development and mindset content into the experience. Again, that was a part of my experience. It was. It has always been a part of the experience. That is not going to change. Fitness, nutrition, and mindset each play a critical role in what we will call a health esteem routine. Do you mean being a product of the product, working out every day, at least 10 minutes of personal development? Oh, wait, those were things when I was there. Body will celebrate and enable health esteem, and the experience will be radically different, simple, and rewarding for our subscribers. It's been a productive 23 years under the name Beachbody, and that means it will take some time to complete the transition. The Beachbody name will continue to appear on our website as we begin our transformation journey, but we are embracing the category of health esteem and the body approach starting now. Many exciting changes will come as we invite people to explore their fitness and nutrition through the lens of health esteem. The simplest first step can be as fun as learning how you can eat more dessert and be proud of it without guilt or regret, truly. In fact, we'll show you how dessert can actually enhance your well-being with our gourmet superfood dessert recipes. All right, let's be real. Shakeology, not a dessert. Not a dessert. You used to market it as a salad in a cup, but now it's dessert. So what is the problem with this? I'm going to speak from my own personal experience. If I tried to consider Shakeology a dessert, let's say Thanksgiving, I would have my Shakeology as my dessert, which would probably be even maybe an extra Shakeology because I'm trying my hardest to stay on plan. And then I would be watching everybody eat pie. And I would be like, oh, I want a piece of pie. That sounds really good. Nope. Have your Shakeology. Drink your Shakeology. And then I probably would still have the pie. So what would end up happening is the Shakeology as a dessert is not going to satisfy the craving that I actually have. And I will end up eating more as a result of trying to decline that craving. I will end up eating more because that craving is not going to just leave. And it's okay to have a piece of pie. And I'm going to swear, it sure as hell doesn't mean that your pie needs to be made out of Shakeology. Part of this shift is also acknowledging the possibility that for some, here we go. We played a role in projecting the notion that fitness and nutrition are about chasing an ideal. And for that, I apologize. We've never felt that, but how could you have known based on the Beachbody connotation? And I hope we can fix that. Again, this is saying, for some people, you may have perceived it this way. That was never our ideal. I'm sorry that you got it that way. I'm sorry that you perceived it that way. The content and approach we've created to get healthy results are proven. You just said earlier in your letter that many people were not able to sustain results. So are your results proven? Because the results that you have proven that you said earlier was that many could not maintain that lifestyle and would go back to their unhealthy habits. So which is it? The content, let's see. Okay, hold on. With the addition of mindset and being clear with the intent of our programs, achieving a positive health esteem, our hope is that tens of millions more people will feel welcome and will feel like we do. You are successful the moment you realize you can appreciate exactly who you are today, and that satisfaction can coexist with the desire to make changes that will help you feel even better. So could we start again, please? This is health esteem, and we are becoming body, where it always feels good to be you. And we are grateful for the opportunity to serve you in a way that is fun, healthy, and incredibly satisfying. And of course, you have the Shakeology, eat more dessert. Carl, that is not an apology. The letter that you put out is not an apology. Let's hear should we hear what an actual apology sounds like? Let's see if I can find this real quick. There it is. So many of you, I'm sure most of you at this point, because it's everywhere, have heard the song by Jax called Victoria's Secret. And it was an amazing song that talks about how so many of us have felt for so many years about our bodies and what people have done and what companies have done to contribute to that feeling. This was Victoria's Secret's response. Dear Victoria's Secret community, Jax's latest single, Victoria's Secret, has resonated with many of her fans, including me. I want to thank Jax for addressing important issues in her lyrics. We make no excuses for the past, and we're committed to regaining your trust. I believe that to create trust, you need to get comfortable being vulnerable, admitting you were wrong, sharing your struggles. It's the first step of true, meaningful connection. Our transformation is a journey, and every day we are working hard to advocate for all women, including the 25,000 who work for us. As CEO of Victoria's Secret and Pink, I can wholeheartedly say that we are all committed to building a community where everyone feels seen and respected. And if we mess up or can do better, we want to know. We truly value your voice, and we're working to find new ways to listen and bring you into the conversation. This is an apology. This is saying, you're right. We're not going to make excuses. We did that. Carl, in his letter yesterday, said, you did that. You didn't separate your self-esteem from it. We're going to help you do that now. That's not an apology. That's not any recognition for your wrongdoing. You keep talking about the industry, but you're separating yourself from the industry when you're pretty proud of the industry that you have created. It is so frustrating. So frustrating. What would drive Carl to do this, do you think? Could it be, let's look at a couple things why Carl may have said this. Beachbody stock is now at 90 cents. 90 cents a share. Let's see, in the last, will it tell me how much? I mean, since it was opened, when did they open? I'm looking the last 2 years. Well, even the last year. The 52-week high was $5.16. The low has been 0.895. So they are almost at the lowest they have ever been. Ever. And once a company has been under $1 for, I believe it's 30 days, it becomes a penny stock and it becomes devalued. Carl, as the majority shareholder, has got to be hating this. How high? You guys, it got up to almost $14 an hour at one point. $14 an hour. Does that tell you I'm thinking of wages? Because 14 is that would be an okay wage. Nowhere close. His coaches aren't making nearly that. The average coach. I'll make sure and link the income disclosure down there. But if you look at $14 down to 90 cents, and he is the majority shareholder, he's got to be unhappy with things. He has this call coming out next week on the, it's the third quarter. It's the third quarter earnings call. And in my opinion, we are going to see that earnings were not great. Because earnings were not great in the second quarter, and that was when they had their huge launch of Gut Protocol. And do we think that they're going to have much better in the third quarter? If their huge launch of the year, which was 4 weeks, let's be real, 4-week Gut Protocol, if that couldn't save the company, what's going to? Because the things that they have been trying, I haven't seen working. I really don't see very many coaches at all doing Andrea Rogers' newest program that came out in October. That is their newest release. Haven't seen coaches doing it. Very, very little. Most of them are still doing lift more and are continuing to do lift more. So how are your new releases? How are they going? I mean, I guess we also can't talk about problems without bringing up let me see. I have to pull up the article. This article, and I will put the link to this as well. Exercise bikes recalled after injuries reported. This was reported yesterday. Hundreds of thousands of exercise bikes are being recalled because the equipment poses an injury risk. The CPSC said Mix is recalling its Mix 1, Mix 2, and Mix 2 Plus connected exercise bicycles because the pedals can come loose or detached if not properly installed. Mix has received 864 reports of loosened or detached pedals, 75 of which included injuries such as bruises and cuts. The exercise bikes were sold online in both black and white and include a swiveling touchscreen. Anyone who purchased one of the recalled exercise bikes is urged not to use it and to contact Mix to schedule a free repair. Instructions on how to properly install the pedals are also available online. Yikes. So your Mix bikes are now recalled. Fantastic. And although, is it a simple fix? Yeah, the fix isn't that bad. I mean, you have to reinstall all of the pedals, but the fact that this company is really putting out subpar equipment that you will have to redo yourself, or I guess you can schedule someone to come out and look at it if you have had issues with them coming off. That's not good. That is not good. And it's definitely not going to look good right before your investor call tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next week. It's next week. It's November 9th. So you're not going to look great in front of your investors when this is now in the news. And although it didn't happen in the third quarter, I know last earnings call, they asked a lot of questions about how, about changes that they had made. So my guess is that Carl is going to try and focus on the changes that were announced in leadership, that was October. So that is the fourth quarter, not third quarter. So he's probably going to talk about a lot of the changes announced, the name change, Shakeology as a dessert, the new integration of the Beachbody On Demand platform over to Beachbody On Demand Interactive, and they're going to become one. He's probably going to focus on those things, but I really, really hope that an investor also asks about some of these things, about their stock price, about the Mix bikes, about some of the decisions that have been made within the company. This is coming, if you are a Beachbody coach who has found this is coming from a place of extreme frustration at the lack of accountability that is being taken by the people at the top of this company, whether it is Carl Daikeler, whether it is the super trainers, or the nutrition professionals. I guess I can say nutrition professional because really the only nutrition professional that they have who is, public facing is Alana. And in my opinion, her program and her messaging is also damaging. But Autumn is just a super trainer. She is not certified in any, or not certified, but she is not a registered dietitian. She does not have a degree in nutrition science. And from what we have found, she doesn't even have any current fitness certifications. So is she actually a professional? I don't know. It's pretty important to maintain certifications, to do continuing education, to see how things have changed in your field. Because in my opinion, some of the exercises that are done in her programs can actually be dangerous at the worst and ineffective at the best. And, we've talked many times about why that is, whether it's weight choice form, complication of movements, and really just trying to market something as being able to do the most amount of work in the least amount of time, when honestly, I would rather focus on getting the most results. And that would be really doing basic movements. All right. I don't know what else to say to Mr. Daikeler to get him to hear us. Quit referring to us as trolls and haters, and instead listen to our voices. Am I a hater? I do hate a lot of the things that you have done, not only in the health and wellness space, but also for your coaches in the personal finance and holding out this hope and dream that you're going to be able to make substantial money with Beachbody, because as the income disclosure shows, you cannot. Very few people are ever going to make a livable income with Beachbody. Very few. And the bulk of those that are the ones who got in early. It's just the facts. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure, comment, subscribe, like, all the things, and I will talk to you in my next video.